you might not be who you think you are. So let me explain. When we were growing up, our parents, teachers, society, aunts, uncles, family members, they teach us their beliefs. Our belief system is formed based on what other people think, what other people believe, what other people have experienced in life. So all of those things that are put inside of you, inside of your head, inside of your mind, are not yours. They're coming from external things around you. That being society, family members, parents, teachers, all of the things. And it is our choice, it is our decision to decide if we wake up to that and we find out who we actually are. And recently, I want to say in the past like 6 to 8 months, I have really been digging into what that means. And I thought I was digging into what that meant a few years ago, but I wasn't. I feel like the deeper you get into your spiritual journey, your self-development path, the deeper you go into learning more about yourself, and not saying I was wrong thinking that I was finding out that things were not what I thought they were, or like my belief system was wrong. I think I was, to the degree that I could, but the longer you focus and put energy into your self-development, personal development journey, you realize there's so much more under the surface, and there's so much more that is put in there. Like there's a lot of gunk in you that has formed from parents, teachers, society, telling you all of these things your whole life. And the deeper we go with ourselves, the more we're able to release this gunk, the more we're able to get under the gunk and lift it up, release it, let it go, and like put something else new there. So it's up to us to really look at the things that we've been believing in our life experiences, and seeing where it came from, if it came from an experience with ourselves, or if it came from an experience from somebody else. And maybe somebody who taught you something, your mom, your dad, your grandparents, a teacher, a belief that they might have might not even be theirs. It could be coming from their mom, their dad, another teacher, somebody else in society. And what they are teaching you is not necessarily even their belief. It might be from somewhere else, a different external, I don't know what I'm trying to say there, another external, whatever the word. So it is our job to really, if we want to decide to become the next best version of ourselves, the highest version of ourselves, it's our job to look at what is serving us and what is not serving us, and to go even deeper than that and see, okay, what is serving me, what is not serving me, the things that are not serving me, where did this stem from? Where did this come from? Did this come from an experience that I had in my life, or did this come from an experience from somebody else's life? And it is only up to us, it is up to me, it is up to you to really work with ourselves and see where it did come from. And from there, we can take that and we can work with it and we can shape it into what we want it to be. So for example, for the longest time, I considered myself like a certain side in politics. And about a year ago, I want to say, I kind of started questioning everything that I was learning. And that does not mean that I am on the other side of the political spectrum now. It does not mean that. It is more like me not being on either side. I still have beliefs that I think work for me best in my life, and that is great. I think we all do. We all have our own opinions and beliefs that have been formed. But when I say this, because a lot of people, when they grow up, their belief system, their political thoughts, I guess you could say, it stems from, okay, maybe I learned this from my mom, my dad, we were taught this in school, whatever it is. You need to look at that and see if it is still serving you. And maybe some of the things are still serving you just as they always have been. Like maybe that still resonates really deep with you. And I think that's awesome. But I think the cooler thing that we can do is to look at the things that are no longer serving us and to shift them, to ask yourself, okay, is there something else that I believe, or does this just not matter? Like, am I just neutral to all of this? Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I feel like I've been having these like mini epiphanies like again and again and again. And then sometimes I'll get like even deeper in it and I'll be like, oh, like I gotta grab that. Like that makes sense. Like that feels good. So when we're working with ourselves, like our whole entire spiritual journey is literally mind work. It is all mind work. It really is. And it's the deeper that you go with yourself that the deeper spiritual you get. And you're just like uncovering. So when all of these things are coming up for you, it just means like you're going deeper with yourself. And sometimes a lot of us think that it's never ending. And I feel like it's not. I feel like this is like a lifelong journey, a lifelong process that we get to experience, and we get to experience who we are on a deeper level. The deeper we go, the more within ourselves that we allow ourselves to go, which I think is so beautiful. But it is up to us to decide whether or not we want to go that deep, and we want to really find out who we are underneath all of the gunk that has formed on top of us from parents, society, aunts, uncles, whoever it is. Because I guarantee if you really look at the belief system you have, there are going to be things that aren't serving you anymore. And how cool is it that we get to see what is serving us and what isn't serving us, and then the things that aren't serving us, we get to replace those with things that are serving us, that we have experienced on our own, that we have not taken from somebody else's experiences or just taken their word for it. Like it's our own thing to say that we believe in. And then when somebody comes at you and they're like, why do you believe in this? Like you can tell them like your experience, and I don't know, it could always like help somebody else see something in a different perspective, in a different way, and just like open their eyes. Like you never know. Yeah, I don't know, because I think really when we go deep within ourselves, it helps the world to kind of like open up in its own way. And I know it's not an overnight thing, but I do believe that when we're vulnerable, when we're open to change, open to shifting, and open to seeing a different perspective, I think it really does help other people also have the ability to know that it's okay to replace any things that aren't serving them anymore, or to look at something and be more open-minded in whatever it might be. So I just felt really called to share that. But I'll see you next time.